playing without their superstar. Steph Curry will miss Game 2 against the Timberwolves. He's out at least a week after injuring his hamstring in Game 1 in a road win against the Timberwolves. There's hope. There's hope for Golden State. They're a respectable 7-5 when he's not in the lineup this season. Steph today on the team's outlook.
This is new, and from all that I'm learning about how quickly you can get back, there has to be a healing process that is just the way the body works. You can't accelerate it more than what it's telling you. So it'll be one of those, after a week, like really reevaluating every day to kind of understand when it's safe just to even think about playing, let alone like how much can you push it. Starting to feel really, really good about where we were at. And then you kind of get a gut punch like that. I'll do everything in my power to get back as soon as possible.
On the scene in Minneapolis is reporter Om Youngmasuk and PTI's Michael Wilbon joining us as well. Om, what adjustments are the Warriors making without Steph Curry tonight?
Kev, we're in Minneapolis. So, of course, Jimmy Butler last night posted on his IG that he was listening to Prince, Pop Life. If the Warriors are able to get what they need out of playoff Jimmy tonight and Buddy Hield, both of them are behind me shooting right now, then we might hear when Wolves cry, because listen, the Wolves cannot go down 2-0. But as Draymond Green said, Jimmy Butler has carried a team to the NBA Finals twice. We are not going to panic. They're going to lean heavy on him. Steve Kerr told me when this series started, the luxury that we have with Jimmy Butler is that we were able to add isolation sets into the motion offense and do what other teams do, which is you can name any superstar, Nikola Jokic, Giannis, Luka. He said Jimmy is on that same plane. We can throw it into him and he will score like a superstar. And Draymond Green, he's got to be big. We can't expect him to shoot 40% from three again. Can we, Mike? No. But he will anchor this defense, and if he keeps the Wolves to under 90 points again, Warriors are going to be right in this.
You talk about the Warriors stars. Another guy who's going to feel the pressure tonight with that home crowd and who's shooting right behind you. That is Anthony Edwards. Home. Thank you so much. As we go closer to what the Warriors are missing without, of course, the superstar Steph Curry. The Dubs have scored about 15 more points per 100 possessions with Steph on the floor, but when factoring in both ends, Golden State has been outscored by nearly 7 points per 100 possessions with Curry out. Let's bring in, as promised, Michael Wilbon. Who needs to step up here for the Warriors in Steph's absence here tonight?
Oh, Kevin, there are a lot of people. You can start with Mr. Pajimski if you want. You can then go to Kuminga. You can then go to Moody. You can throw in Looney. All four of those guys, I don't know about the analytics of it all, they're going to have production, major production out of everybody they can get who's been in that starting lineup or comes off that bench. Because remember, Buddy Hield is going to be facing now the best defender in a lot of cases. He's going to be guarded by Jaden McDaniels, who's 6'9" and a terrific defender, and he's not going to be ignored. The best defender is not going to be on Steph Curry because Curry ain't out there. So all of a sudden, expect Buddy Hield to come up with a 22-point half. Don't see that happening. Buddy Hield will have to and is fully capable of contributing, and he's going to have to, just like, Draymond Green and obviously Jimmy Butler, they're headliners. But you see Pajimski right there with 1 for 7 shooting in the last game. That's not going to cut it if the Warriors are going to somehow steal a second game in Minneapolis, which would have been unlikely anyway, even with Steph Curry. A whole lot less likely without it.
They got what they needed, and that is at least the split there on the road before going home. Warriors are 21-1. That's their series record after winning games. NBA reporter Dave McMenamin is on the scene in Minnesota. NBA analyst Danny Green is back here with us. Dave, what are the Timberwolves saying about going against this Warriors team without Steph?
Yeah, Kev, if you listen to Jaden McDaniels, there's going to still be a Steph Curry on the court tonight. He's just Bahamian, and his name is Buddy Hield. He said he's going to treat Buddy like he's Steph. Buddy Hield had 24 points to lead the Warriors in Game 1, hit 5 threes. And McDaniels said he plays a similar style, and his goal is to shut his water off and be a shadow to Buddy Hield all night long. I also spoke to Nickeil Alexander-Walker, And he said the key will now be Jimmy Butler. Obviously, Jimmy Butler, playoff Jimmy. He has that lore and legend that he built in Miami, leading them to 2 NBA Finals. Is that he's proven it. He can get it done without Steph in the past. So we need to make sure that he doesn't, quote, take over tonight's game. Obviously, I expect a much more physical game. We see Anthony Edwards was out here 2.5 hours before tip-off, getting loose, getting ready, and I think we'll see a much better game from him as well. Remember, game 1, Anthony Edwards started 0 for 10 before he scored his first bucket. I expect a much better effort from him and the Wolves trying to even this thing up before we head back to San Francisco.
Some of that pregame video, it looked like Anthony Edwards is ready to catch passes for the Minnesota Vikings. That toe tap, making sure he's inbounds, that turnaround jumper. Timberwolves have never overcome a 2-0 series deficit in a best-of-7 in franchise history. You mentioned Edwards. Now, he led the league with 320 trades this season, but Ant-Man has gone cold over his last 2 games, connected on 1 of 16 for 6% from deep over those 2 outings. That ties the late, great Kobe Bryant for the worst 3-point field goal percentage over a 2-game span in NBA playoff history. And I'm sure Kobe responded really well. Danny Green joins us now. We won't see Steph for at least a week. So what does Golden State need to do to extend this series without Curry on the floor?
Pray. No. But all jokes aside, they can muck it up. They can slow down the tempo, play gritty defense like they did. They're gonna need big nights offensively from Buddy Hield and Jimmy Butler, of course. It would be great to have Draymond have another offensive night like he did the other night. But realistically, it's gonna start with defense. They're gonna have to slow the Minnesota Timberwolves down by trapping Ant, get the ball out of his hands, make the others beat you, and muck up the game. So that's their only chance. And hopefully they shoot poorly. And then it's on the opposite end, they're gonna need those guys to score and play at a high level. So ultimately, it comes down to praying.
Yeah. Well, you mentioned muck up the game. That could be Draymond Green's specialty, right? Like, find a way to be physical and get in the way and underneath people's skin.
Jimmy, too.
He does that really well. Let's go to the East, where the Knicks did it again, overcoming a 20-point deficit to beat the Celtics in Boston, and they take a 2-0 series lead. New York went on a 23-6 run in the final 8.5 minutes, and like game 1, Mikal Bridges sealed the deal with a steal on Jason Tatum after sleeping on it. Here's Tatum today.
I take full ownership on the way that I've played in this series. And, can't sugarcoat anything. I need to be better. And, I expect to be a lot better.
Okay, he's being honest and upfront. You were at TD Garden last night. I'm sure you heard some things from that crowd as that lead was dwindling away. What was it like to see the Celtics blow another 20-point lead?
Kevin, it was just like the previous game, Monday night. It was just like game 1. I mean, similar if not identical circumstances where the Knicks are down 20 midway late in the third and even down 16 with 8 minutes to play. You're like, okay, They got the one game. They're not going to get a second game in Boston. Oh, wait. This game is close. They've got the closer. They've got that in Jalen Brunson. And the Celtics don't seem to be paying attention. The thing that bothers me most about the Celtics, Kevin, is they just seem to be sort of like, as great as they are, they're defending champions, they're worthy champions. But they seem almost like a cult. They're more interested in defending and being defiant about what they do than playing the game that's in front of them tonight. So they're up to 103 pointers, only 25% made. And it started me thinking back to the beginning of the season. I didn't have the Celtics and haven't had the Celtics repeating all season because I think the league is too good. And because the Celtics got some favorable situations last year. Remember, Jimmy Butler in the first round series against Miami didn't play. Second round series against Cleveland, Jared Allen didn't play. Donovan Mitchell missed 2 games. Again, the next series, the third series against Indy, you had Halliburton missing the last 2 games. And in the finals, you had Luka limping around, not being anywhere near himself, which we found out afterward. Is any of that the fault of the Boston Celtics of last year? Not a drop of it. But it does and should influence how we see the Celtics now. And we see now a team that we probably didn't think was as flawed. I admire Jason Tatum for saying this is on me. I don't think it's just on him. It's on all of them. They're all playing the same way and did essentially the same thing. Yes, they cut their threes from 60, which is alarming, to 40, but still early in the shot clock. not looking to get inside. And some of those times when they did get to the basket, you think, wow, when you've got Tatum and Brown who can do this, why isn't there so much more? And part of it may be the Knicks defensively and what they did, particularly with Mitchell Robinson on the floor. But in the Knicks, we're seeing a team that appears to be grittier. They seem to be more interested in playing the game that exists tonight and what needs to be done, not adhering to a philosophy. And so that is going to create a scene at Madison Square Garden Saturday, Kevin, like we haven't seen in a long time. I think years since we've seen this kind of scene that we're going to get in New York City.
You got to go back to the 90s.
What's your favorite team? Comment below, and if you liked the video, please leave a like. This really helps the channel grow and brings you even more content. Oh, and if you're not subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? Click the subscribe button and activate the bell to receive all notifications. With each game, we notice that the NBA is getting more competitive every day, and all the teams are looking for reinforcements to win the championship. And only here can you follow your favorite team daily with incredible content from different sources. Here on the channel, there are new videos every day with analysis, curiosities, and the best moments in basketball. That's it for today, folks. Thanks for following along. The NBA doesn't stop, and neither do we. Until the next video. NBA, the passion that connects us.